Hello and welcome everyone to our forecast of NVIDIA's 2023 net income. Today we're going to show you how we estimated NVIDIA's 2023 net income at $11 billion. The model we used follows the standard form of income statement that is generally accepted for financial reporting purposes, where we start with revenue, then deduct direct cost for cost of goods sold to arrive at gross profit. We then deduct indirect costs of research and development and selling, general, and administrative expenses to arrive at operating income. And then from operating income, we deduct non-operating expenses and taxes to arrive at net income. We took this generally accepted form of an income statement and presented on the left side in short form with abbreviations for cost of goods sold and research and development, as well as selling, general, and administrative. We then estimate figures for each of these line items as of 2023, starting with revenue. Our estimate of NVIDIA's 2023 revenue is $32.9 billion, which is noted with the gray arrow to the right of the first line in the table. We formed our opinion on NVIDIA's 2023 revenue considering that they've spent an increasing amounts of funds on research and development to develop products which will derive future revenue, and they've experienced an overall positive revenue growth rate over the last 10 years. We accordingly assume that NVIDIA's revenue will grow by 11% between 2022 and 2023, which equates to $32.9 billion in 2023. Second, we estimated NVIDIA's cost of goods sold for 2023. We did this by looking at NVIDIA's historical trend in cost of goods sold as a percentage of revenue. Based on our review of the historical data, we assume that NVIDIA's 2023 cost of goods sold percentage would be equal to its average percentage between 2016 and 2022, which is 39%. So, $32.9 billion in estimated revenue multiplied by 39% results in an estimated cost of goods sold of $12.7 billion. Third, we estimated NVIDIA's gross profit for 2023, which is simply arithmetic where $32.9 billion in revenue less $12.7 billion in cost of goods sold results in $20.2 billion of gross profit for 2023. Fourth, we estimated NVIDIA's research and development expense. We did this by looking at their historical trend in research and development expense as a percentage of revenue, where we found that they have historically held this expense at between 20 and 21% of revenue between 2021 and 2022, and we concluded 20% for 2023. So, $32.9 billion in revenue multiplied by 20% results in an estimated research and development expense of $6.7 billion in 2023. Fifth, we estimated NVIDIA's 2023 sales, general, and administrative expense. We did this by looking at their historical trend in SG&A as a percentage of revenue, where we found that they had reduced this expense to around 8% in 2021 and 2022. We've accordingly concluded that it would be 8% again in 2023. So, again, $32.9 billion in revenue multiplied by 8% results in an estimated SG&A expense of $2.6 billion in 2023. Sixth, we estimated NVIDIA's operating income for 2023, which is simple arithmetic where $20.2 billion in gross profit less $6.7 billion in R&D expense and $2.6 billion in SG&A expense results in $10.9 billion of operating income in 2023. Seventh, we estimated NVIDIA's other income and expense by reviewing historical trends and discovering that there has historically been an immaterial amount of expense over the last 10 years, except for in 2022 when there was a one-time non-reoccurring charge of $1.35 billion related to the termination of an agreement to acquire ARM Limited from SoftBank. We have accordingly estimated that 2023 would be equal to an average of the previous 10 years, which results in a negligible $0.2 billion in expense. 8. We estimated NVIDIA's tax by looking at the historical trend of its income tax provision as a percentage of operating income and found that after 2019 this rate was less than 2%. We've accordingly assumed that NVIDIA's 2023 tax rate will be at an average of the 2020 to 2022 rate, which is about 1%. So, $10.9 billion in operating income multiplied by 1% equals $0.1 billion in tax. NVIDIA's effective tax rate has been lower than the U.S. federal statutory rate of 21% due to tax benefits from, number one, a foreign-derived intangible income deduction, Number 2, income earned in jurisdictions like the British Virgin Islands and Israel with lower tax rates than the U.S. federal statutory tax rate. Number 3, tax benefits related to stock-based compensation. 4, recognition of U.S. federal research tax credit. And number 5, a one-time benefits from a discrete domestication of a foreign subsidiary. Finally, we estimated NVIDIA's net income for 2023, which is simply arithmetic where $10.9 billion in operating income, less $0.2 billion in other income, less $0.1 billion in tax results in $10.6 billion of net income in 2023. So there you have it. We've now explained how we forecasted an estimate of NVIDIA's 2023 net income. In another presentation, we will explain how we forecast NVIDIA's 2023 stock price using this estimated net income. So our recommendation is to buy NVIDIA stock and enjoy the potential of the company earning $11 billion in net income in 2023. Thank you, and please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Please also pause this presentation and review this disclaimer before you acquire any stock.